All right, we're live. Now we should be live. Whew, this is stressful. I'm not the tech guy. I am not the tech guy. Oh, man. Let me just check here. Sorry, everybody, for the delay. Master Turner is not the tech guy, but somehow they make me become the tech guy.
500 viewers are disappointed.
I know, right? We already let them down. We're 11 minutes late. It's Easter, everybody. Calm down. Be happy. It's a good day to be happy.
Yeah, happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. All right. Sorry. All right. We are officially live on Facebook or on YouTube. Just had to double check there. Master Swazi, we're still trying to figure out how to get him on since he's not on yet.
I mean, if he doesn't jump on, I'm okay with it too. So
I'm here. So that's all that matters. No, I'm kidding.
It's working for everybody else. I don't know why it's not working for him.
He needs to upgrade that phone plan.
All right, let's see. All things you got to say ATA. All things approximate. You got that right. All
Who said
things
that?
approximate. Pine in the comment section. All right, you said
You know what?
should be.
I think we should send some kind of basket to all of our loyal viewers. Maybe send them an Innovate sticker.
To all of our viewers?
No, the top viewers. And
to our top viewers. All right.
We gotta give those fans a name. There's the Beaver Believers.
Should I say what's going to be our name? Copy invitation. There we go. You guys, we're gonna get live. We got to get Master Swaz in here. For some reason, Zoom and YouTube are not working great today. But we're about to go. 9. But we have with us today special guest for our Sunday show. We have Miss Carolina Munoz. Woohoo! Also known as, is it Sidekickchick or is it Stick Your Kick? What's what's the proper?
So the handle is Stick Your Kick, but I mean I do sidekicks everywhere, so I just kind of use that too. So I would just stick with the handle. Yeah, I would stick with the handle, Stick Your Kick.
All right. So if you're not already following her, which 40,000 other people already are, but if you're the one random person who's not in the martial arts world, go follow her right now on Stick Your Kick on Instagram. That's my shameless plug for you. And while you go follow her, make sure you follow Kick Force Martial Arts as well. You want to plug it, Kick Force?
Some strong pages there. Seeing your work.
Thanks, Turner. No, it's the first time you've given me a shout out like that.
I don't think so. All right, we're waiting for Master Swazi to jump in here. He should have all the code. If he doesn't jump in, then we're gonna get started without him.
Or just bring Pine on here.
Yeah, Pines and Benton are already down in the comment section. They're already here. They're live. They're live with us. They're the diehards. They said that they want a Kick Force hoodie though.
Oh, which one?
Probably the one
I came out with the Wu-Tang. I haven't showed you my Wu-Tang one, right? The Wu-Tang Kick Force.
I don't think so.
No, okay. That's pretty cool.
But anyways, how's y'all Easter going?
I like that green one that you had. The dark green Kick Force one that you had. The dark green, it was forest
the camel
green.
one?
That one was nice.
Yeah. That's a top
that
seller.
Was my favorite. For sure.
Anyways, like I was saying, how's your Easter going? Since I got ignored.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, you go first, Carolina.
Okay, my Easter has been wonderful. It's a funky time right now, obviously, with the whole thing going on with being quarantined, but we heard Mass online. I don't know if you guys do that, but we've been listening to Mass, I think now a couple weeks, and it's just so funky, right? Because the father was blessed as doing the whole ceremony, the whole mass, and it's funky because I'm like on the couch just being so comfortable, and usually you're like sitting upright wearing like really nice clothes and stuff. But anyway, so we celebrated mass online, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, we just had dinner. We prayed for a little bit after that. So it's just been really wholesome with family, and I went outside, I went for a run, doing the things that I love, and that's it. Just enjoying the day.
Yeah, it was nice today.
For sure. Oh my gosh.
Yesterday was windy and cold.
You said yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was windy and cold.
How
about you, Master Aguilar? It was Allie's first official Easter.
Well, I had a hard time waking up because I'm not a gamer. And the only game that I play is Madden. And so I created an account online and started playing with Adrian Hoffman last night till like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So I had a rough start this morning trying to wake up.
Hey,
but
we got Sorry,
but yeah, it was good though. It was her first Easter. The Easter Bunny came to the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had an Easter Bunny come to the house and lay the eggs in the front yard. She got an Easter. Huh?
So that's legit.
Yeah, and the Easter Bunny dropped off a book. It says How to Catch an Easter Bunny. It was signed.
Signed by the Easter Bunny?
No, signed by her parents.
Oh, got it. Just asking.
You said you took pictures of her though, right?
We did. Yeah, we took pictures of her.
Did you post it yet?
Some,
not yet.
Not all. I don't.
Okay.
On my public Carlos one, I'll post every now and then on the stories, but I don't post a whole lot. My other personal page, it's just bombarded with Ali Marie, and so I know I haven't gone through the the friend requests. I showed Turner. I was like, I have 220 friend requests, maybe not as much as you, but I have 220 friend requests that want to request me on there. I was like, no, that's just all Ali Marie stuff, and so.
Gotcha.
That's dope. Yeah. What's up, Master Swazi? You figured it out. You made it. You made it.
By the way, Swazi, I'm really impressed how your what's it called? Your profile picture on PS4 is a guy with a hoodie too. Like you just met.
That's funny. That's
I
funny.
was like, where's Swazi? I was like, oh, there he is, guy with a hoodie.
Always.
So how's your Easter been so far?
I guess it's all right. Eating some Wendy's. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, let me not say everything then. On a private lesson, like nothing else. It's another day in the neighborhood, man. Or in my living room, I guess.
Wait, time out. I haven't officially met you. So
really?
Hi. No, yeah, we haven't personally met. Like I met Carlos, obviously Turner, Hi. Just wanted to say, hey, what's up?
That's
My
awesome.
name is Carolina.
You know what the best part is that
I'm the person that nobody likes. It's cool.
No. We found that out from an episode that was me. But that's okay. That's for another time. But it's funny because we have 2 people from San Diego right now and 2 people that are in Jersey right now.
Feel good now? You feel not alone?
Yeah, for real. Definitely. I got somebody else who understands the vibes in Jersey.
Oh yeah.
But
anyways,
I was just thinking about that. That's the only thing I did today. Called my aunt, said a happy birthday.
Oh, yo, my thing is super cricket. Sorry, guys. We're a low budget production over here. Word. All right, so let's go. Let's officially get started since we're already late 20 minutes. Welcome to Sparring Words. My name is Evan Turner. We have Ciel Sawazi and Carlos Aguilar as our host, and then of course we have a special guest today, Miss Carolina Munoz, aka Sidekickchick, aka Stick Your Kick, aka I don't know, all those things. So this is our official second guest. It's our Sunday, so we want to definitely say to everyone watching, hope you are having a wonderful, amazing Easter. Happy Easter to everyone out there. So let's just get right into it. So with it being Easter, I figured a good topic to talk about is back in the day for our first topic. Is what was your back in the day Easter? What was it like when you were the kid, like Allie, maybe a little bit older, and you can really remember Easter? You know, what was like your Easter tradition? We'll let our guests go first.
Okay.
Well, no pressure.
I think so I came here when I was 3. So my family definitely had to adjust to customs over here. And not that I remember this because I may have been like 4 or 5, right? But celebrating Easter, right, for the next couple of years, 4, 5, 6 maybe, they would obviously put on like the huge like dresses, the very fancy dresses with the frillies on, like, you know, the socks are and like over here. So I see the picture and I'm like, oh no. So, and then obviously, you know, like picking the eggs and getting a little basket, and that was all good. But then like by the time, you know, like maybe age 10 or something like that, we stopped all that, and we just go to church. We're big on church, and that's like our main focus. And you know, so there's no more like candy, and not to say that like we take that out of the equation, right? Because we did for my sister, but we just mainly focus on church. And you know, when I was younger, I'd roll my eyes because it's like church is so long, and like I didn't want to go. But now that I appreciate it and I can understand, you know, a little bit better. So that's our main focus, is just to really like have family time, go to church. And then for an Ecuadorian tradition, we have a soup called fanesca. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Have you?
I haven't. Carlos,
no? Okay.
I
guess it's just like an Ecuadorian thing. I don't know if Mexicans have it. I don't know.
He went to
No. It's called fanesca. So the soup itself is just made out of all beans, all types of beans, and like fish, right? So because we're supposed to fast all day, especially a Good Friday and Holy Saturday, we're supposed to fast. And so like we have one meal a day, and it would be that soup because it's very hearty. Like you have all these beans and the fish. So that's what those are our traditions for Easter, like leading up to Easter and Easter Day. So we're very, very religious, you know, especially my family and their customs. So that's what I look forward to. Just having that soup, that fanesca soup. It's so yummy.
That's dope. That's
it.
I just finished eating, so all that sounds
what about
good
you
right
guys?
Now. All right, we'll send it over to you, Master Swazi. What was Easter like for you back in the day?
I didn't do much, man. To be honest with you, we went to church, went to Big Mama. You know, she probably cooked, you know, the good old Southern food, some collard greens and all that, you know. Other than that, that was really about it. Sunday, so I had school the next day. I mean, I don't have any, like, I would say that I don't really have any special Easter memories, maybe besides one. I think we also had kind of like a family reunion, I think, that you showed up to. Was that the same one that you came to?
Maybe.
We had like an Easter weekend, and Turner showed up just because he's Evan, obviously. And so he's the only white person. And by the way, I'm just put it this way, I'm very, very light compared to the rest of my dad's side of the family. So everybody's black. And then is in this picture. I'm pretty sure Easter weekend.
I just remember your auntie going, bring the cute little white boy over here.
Yeah,
because I was like, I'll take the picture. I'll take the picture for you guys. She said, no, bring the cute little white boy over here. I was like, okay. And I'm like smack dab in the middle.
That woman, the lady you're talking about, Auntie Allison, who'll be wilding, dancing and stuff like that. It's her birthday today, so she's 55.
Hey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, so that's about it. I think that may be the only real like big Easter thing besides, you know, like you said, Munoz, it's sitting in church, trying not to doze off and not get backed in the back of the head.
That's dope.
I know. Seeing everybody, and they, you know how black people are with their Sunday best. Got the gator shoes,
pleated front, dress pants.
Yeah, so that's really about it. Aguilar.
Wait, I can see your uncle's waking up like, yo, I'm gonna kill him with this Easter outfit right here.
Hey, put it on like fresh to death.
Everything is matching too. Green shirt, green pants. Button down.
Yeah. I'm out here looking like a deacon. 24/7. They still dress like that. They just be going to Macy's.
Oh man. How about you, Carlos? What was it like? I know this is your first year doing Easter as a father. So take it back. What was it like when you were a kid? Like what traditions are you trying to recreate for Allie?
Well, it's the opposite though, because as a kid, my dad told me, he's like, "There's no Easter bunny." He's like, "So get that out of your head." It's all like, "There's."
So for all the kids watching right now, you know, the Easter bunny is real. They showed up at Carlos's Master Aguilar's house.
It did, yes.
Keep going.
All right, so yes, the Easter bunny just stopped by today. But growing up when I was a kid, kind of like Munoz was saying, we've always been diehard Catholics, and I was actually called on almost every Easter because I was an altar boy, and so yeah, I just saw.
Did you ever get caught like as an altar boy? Did you like? Were you okay being in the front? Did you ever fall asleep? That was my biggest fear. Like I could never be an altar person because I was just scared of like dozing off in the front.
In the beginning, no. In the beginning, I was on it because I wanted to get promoted to the cross because I was like the candle one on the side. I was like, I want to get promoted to the cross. And then as soon as I started getting more comfortable and more confident, there'd be times in which, you know, like around 15 or 16 years old, I'd be like, oh, I'm tired. You know, but yeah, those were my that was my Easter tradition. Just church, family time, and then now what I'm trying to recreate is not me. It's actually my wife. It was my wife set up a great Easter for Allie this morning. You know, she had like a basket on the dining table with eggs and her little book signed by us, and the Easter bunny. She called the Easter bunny 1-800 Easter bunny. They came over and you know they took pictures of Allie Marie. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So I think for us, we had a tradition where like Thursday night before, we would always paint eggs. We would get like cardboard eggs and actually paint them ourselves. And then that Sunday morning or whatever, we'd wake up and my mom and dad would hide all of the eggs inside the house, or all like the hard-boiled eggs. So we'd like, wake up and find those first. And then we'd go outside, and my mom and dad used to live on a cul-de-sac. So we had this huge like half-acre backyard. So then they would hide all like the plastic eggs out there. So we'd go out there and go crazy with me and my brothers. And remember, I'm one of 5 boys. So it's like coming out the house. I mean, we're like full sprint out this house. Like no Easter basket. We're going out there with like pillowcases. It's like it's on. And I know somebody asked down in the comments, like, you know, were your eggs filled with like candy or money or what?
Money,
pretty much. Yeah, not us.
I wish.
We had like
what?
We had no. So we had candy in it, but it was like, you know, the cheapest of cheap. Like Tootsie Rolls were like every single one.
Candy, wasn't it?
Yeah. The Tootsie Rolls, and then like those
glass jars.
Y'all remember those strawberry ones? They were like red with like the dots and had the green tip, like the twist at the top. You guys remember? Like you never saw them at the store, but they're in every single Easter egg. I never once seen that candy at the store.
They came out with the pineapple ones too. They had like strawberry ones, and they had little pineapple flavors too. It was like yellow wrapper, green at the very top.
I found them in every single Easter egg, but I've never once seen them at the store. So that caught me off guard. But we had always got there, and then money, like they'd have like a quarter in there and stuff like that, like nothing crazy. And then we always had like this like 3-foot hollow chocolate Easter bunny, and it was like a race to see who could eat it the fastest. And like a month later, we all had like 7 cavities. So that was terrible. But see, I didn't grow up religious. We never went to church on Easter Sunday and stuff like that. And it was weird because I'd go outside and like, you know, go ride my bike. I'm like riding down the street, like, where's all my friends at? Everyone's at church but me. So my Easters were like, oh, I got no friends. But
it's not too late to start, Turner. Now that they stream it. It
is. I should have. Munoz didn't send me the link, or I would have been on and watched it with her family today. But she didn't send me the link, so you know, next time. But yeah, poquito. But I will say though, it is super fun, and I don't know if your guys' schools have done this, but like we started the tradition of doing a Easter egg hunt inside with the school, where we decked the entire school out with like over 5,000 eggs, and just giving the kids a chance to come in and do that. That's fun. No, it's like 30 seconds. I know, Carlos, I know you did it at a park.
I did. Yeah, Carlos did one at a park. I didn't want to school. I did 2,000 eggs, and it still only lasted like a minute. Like,
yeah, we did.
It's quick.
And we did, we somewhere around there. We did like 5,000 eggs last year.
5,000.
But we also we went big last year because we also got like businesses to set up their booths and tents, and we got a live DJ. We got the bunny. It was a big event. So
no, I remember seeing photos, but that's something definitely as an adult, like it's super fun. And since I don't have kids, that's something I'm looking forward to one day is doing the big Easter egg hunts. But yeah, it was fun. So again, we want to wish everyone out there a happy Easter. Let's just keep this rolling. So again, we have our special guest with us, Ms. Munoz. We kind of alluded to it a lot. She is, I say a world ambassador of martial arts. And I say that because for those who don't follow her on Instagram, she has over 40,000 followers with her Sidekickchick brand that she has created. And I say it's worldwide because literally there are people from all across the world that she is connected with through her passion of martial arts, and I'm sure similar passions of boxing and Muay Thai that she trains in. So it's not just based on strictly Taekwondo, but I'm sure I would say that's her first love, and then everything else has kind of fallen in from that. So I wanted to ask you, Ms. Munoz, what's the pressure like to carry a brand that is so well, first of all, to create a brand like that, what was the vision for it?
So I'll tell you like a little bit, the story behind it. It really wasn't my idea. I'm very personal. And so, I like to keep things for myself and for, close friends and family. So like the pictures that I take, I always would just send it to my family. Right. And, someone, back in the day, my friend, he says, let's just start a page. I know you could do it. You have the charisma and just think about the message that you can put out there for people through martial arts. And so I thought about it. I was like, I'm not sure. But then I sat on the idea and thinking like, I can reach, different people and not just around me, not just at the schools that I'm teaching at, but like you said, worldwide. Right. So I'm like, okay, let's see where this page goes. And at first I didn't have a direction really. I just wanted to see like, all right, will people take it? Are people interested in this? And so I started taking pictures. And for me, of course, Instagram I started back in 2011 on my personal page, and I used it as a means of just expressing myself artistically. Right. So I use that page just for like, all right, showing my skill, but with awesome background. So it was more of an art. Right. And then in my captions, I started putting like very positive messages and just thinking like, hopefully this can brighten someone's day. So that's where it really started. Like for me, after I said, okay, let me get over the hump of just saying, putting myself in the spotlight and just focusing on like the positivity that I could bring to the world. Right. And that's kind of like my brand. Right. Because, I'm not selling anything on there. I'm not trying to influence people to do, to go to this website, to buy this, to do that, to that. That's not what my purpose for the page is. My purpose is to be that positive light in someone's day, right? A lot of messages, a lot of people come back to me and say, hey, you know what? You're being goofy on there and made me laugh. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Like that drill was really awesome. I'm going to try that. And it's actually working. Hey, that stretch that you did the other day, I tried it with my kids and they loved it. Right. So like, so there's not really a pressure really behind it because I don't put that pressure on me, right? It's perceived, right? So like for me, it's just like, this is what I like, this is what I enjoy. And I always go back to what's the main purpose that I'm using this page for is to spread that positivity. So
that's awesome. So yeah. And then I'll let Seal and Carlos ask here a little bit in a second too, but I know you said there's no pressure to it. Now, with that, of course, because the brand, I would say, is so based through martial arts and active and fitness, that's something that you do. And I know this because I know you personally, that you do because you enjoy it, like staying fit, staying active. Do you feel the pressure to not repeat similar trends, maybe that what everyone else is doing when it comes? And I say this because there are a handful of martial arts accounts that, I mean, there's like the ones who post like all like sparring videos only, or the tricking account, or the one guy, and I know you and CL, I think, have both done photo shoots with them. The guy who does all the kick pics and stuff like that. So with that, yours is more on a martial arts level. It's not just on your physical side, but it's more of like a martial arts lifestyle concept, or however you want to spin it. So like I said, because you talk about boxing, you talk about stretching and the importance of staying fit and staying active. So, how important is it for you not to follow the natural trend of maybe what's popular and sticking to your core, when it comes to what you enjoy and love?
Yeah, that's a great point. Just me as a person, I tend to go on my own path, right? Even though there's trends on, what to wear, or, what's cool, and what app is like the poppin' one, like I don't know, whatever. So for me, it's always been staying true to myself, and yeah, I do kind of feel pressure on, like, staying with the trends, right? Staying in what's popular, and like, for example, something so silly, but like the water bottle challenges, right? Like, is there pressure for me to do one of those and kind of take it to the next level? Yeah, absolutely. But then
like
I go back
the toilet paper right now.
Yeah. The toilet paper, you stick it out in a sidekick and you pop it up and you sidekick it, right? Yeah. So I feel that pressure a little bit, but it's like, I go back, and at the end of the day, and I'm like, hey, like, do you want to do that? And I say either yes or no. And so, you know, I just don't fall into like having someone influence what I want to put on my page. But do I get inspired by others? Yeah, absolutely. There's a whole bunch of pages where I'm like, man, that's a cool one. Like, let me do that. But I always I tend to give credit, and I'm like, hey, I was inspired by this, this, and that. Or, there's this one girl I'm really close friends with. Her name is Juliana Ramos. And like, she does kind of like the
She just
similar
got married,
style.
didn't she?
Yes. Funny thing, I attended her wedding, and that was the first time I've ever met her before.
Oh, really?
Crazy, right?
Karate Jules, right?
Yeah, Karate Jules. She's awesome. But yeah, so I get inspired by her a lot. I get inspired by this one trainer that I actually had the privilege of training with him back in American Top Team. His name is Steve Bruno. He does a lot of like combinations on the bag, and I'm inspired by that, and I post that on my page. So but yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Do I feel pressured?
No,
yeah, kind of sometimes a little bit, but I go with what I want to put out there.
Nice.
I stay true to myself. Yeah.
And I would say, Carlos, I know you're big on branding, so your thoughts on how you branded your business as a martial arts company, but at the same time, you're really big on building, your Carlos Aguilar brand in a sense. Anything that she says that you kind of keep true and stay with as well?
Yeah, just as long as I stick to what I enjoy and what I like and what my passion is, and not compromise it based on other people's opinions. Because then that's when you start, we see it in martial arts schools sometimes. Hold on, before I get started, I hear a lot of echoes. Is everybody's computer off? I know mine's off.
Yeah, mine's off. Yeah.
Is yours off too? Your computer? Computer volume.
You good?
Should I mute mine?
Good.
Because I hear the echo too.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. Sometimes there's a lot of martial arts schools in which, they'll teach one art and then they'll throw other stuff in their school, not because they enjoy the art, just because they feel like they have to keep up with other people. And I feel the same way when you create a personal brand or you start creating a brand, is that if you listen to other people, you start throwing stuff in there and it's just not the same, recipe, and it just starts getting all over the place. And so, but yeah, I'm a big believer in what she was saying as well. And I'm also a big believer that, at the end of the day, there are times in which companies do die, but that's where the personal brand comes in. And it's important to always keep that personal brand, because that's, unless obviously if you die, but the personal brand, that's you, that's what's going to keep, you moving and going and opening up other avenues, and so it's another topic, but I've talked about this before, how, Master Aguilar is probably not going to get into a school because some school teachers maybe don't like the martial arts in their school because they have a bad bad experience for martial arts instructor, but maybe Carlos Aguilar can get into the school, you know? So anyways, that's that. I guess I'll go first and answer your question, okay? So I'll ask you a question first. If you had a choice between, let's do 1 month of training just pure boxing or just pure kicking, what would it be? Because I know you started picking up the gloves a little bit more. So if you had a choice,
I tried to get into the night I did a boxing match. I was this close to having her own boxing match. This close. I'm not giving up on it.
Did you watch Turner's match?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have? What do you say about his hands? How were his hands?
Beautiful.
I watched like a little bit of it because I was out, but I was impressed. I was happy. I was like, oh, okay.
It was textbok. Me and Manny Pacquiao look exactly alike.
All right, let's see.
An extra 100 pounds.
Oh man, so that's so tough because like, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, man, because like, I just started. Well, actually, not just. It's been a year that I've been training boxing now, and it's so addicting. It's so addicting, and it feels better on my ankles, obviously, because I'm not kicking. I've sprained my ankles so many times. My hips are a little like. Hold on, wait. Okay. Because I barely see me. Okay. So I think that's why I kind of strayed away from Taekwondo a little bit because one, that I didn't really have a school around me to train, but two, it was kind of taking a toll on my body. And so I kind of wanted to mix it up, and that's why I took boxing, and I love it. But nothing will replace the love that I have for kicking things, kicking people, kicking pads. So to answer your question, I kind of wanted just to go back into training a full month for just kicking because I miss it. I miss it so much. Yeah.
That's legit.
And so do you guys do you guys also like train boxing, or is it just Taekwondo, or? Did
you not see my boxing match? Wasn't it? Couldn't you tell I trained boxing for years? Hell no.
For years, yeah.
That was all point sparring punches thrown to the head. That was terrible. I know, Carlos, you've trained a lot, boxing in different styles.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, see, I wouldn't say Muay Thai just because I haven't like gone full out like full blown sparring like that. So kickboxing, I guess you could say. Not until I do those kind of rules, then I'll say I do actual Muay Thai. But just kickboxing, and I like the hands. I think hands are addicting. Because there's just so many things that they go into play when you start boxing. So yeah, for me, I would choose boxing though, probably for a month. If it was a year, kicking, but I got a lot of miles on my body too, so trying to feel it.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I agree. I would go with boxing just for the pure fact that my kicks are about hip level right now. So for a month, me not kicking wouldn't affect me at all. Now, I know Master Swazi, he's a kicker right there. I know he has his own seminar coming up on nothing but pretty much kicks. So,
hey, let's just all take it. We'll all take it.
My knees are old. I feel like what she said with her ankles, that hit me right there. I was like, yeah, I did some kicks yesterday to make a video and stuff like that. And I was like, man, my hips, my knees, my back.
So I got a question. I got a question for you both since you're over here quoting some songs. But CL, I would say like CL, you're known a lot for your jumping skills, of course, and your technique when you're in the air and you're kicking. Carolina, you're not a big jumper, tricker, flipper. That's never been your type, but you've created a lot of hype of your skill set from strong techniques. With someone like CL, like you're again, knowing you both personally, your statures are way different, right? So how CL, when you post,
how tall are you?
I'm 5 foot, like on a dot, like.
Oh man, you get that good parking, don't you?
Get that good parking?
Yeah.
What?
Aren't you like if you're 5 foot and under, you get like a
no, what the fuck? I mean, sorry. never heard of that. I need to take advantage of it.
No, it's all right. This is not monetized.
Is that like a San Diego thing?
It's a Sawazi thing. That's why a few episodes ago they were all asking who's the most likable, and CL was the least likable.
Yes.
No, I was clearly. We all know.
No,
this.
it was totally me as the hated one. They're like, he talks too much trash. He don't know how to shut up. I'm doing a better job today, though. I'm being quiet.
Anyways, let me get back to my question. What I was going to say is that, CL, when you post and you get a lot of hype around some of your martial arts and your photos, I would say with that, like when you post things, I mean, it's textbook to the T. How much would you say your basics from just, again, basics kicking on the floor, how come you never translate it to jumping? Is that just something that you're just not a pro jumping? I can't with you guys. This is trying to be a family, wholesome show. You guys are ruining it.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and answer that question. Honestly, if you really want to say, just tell me you're just not black. It's cool.
You're ruining the show, CL, just so you know.
I know.
It was so much better when you couldn't log on.
That's what I said.
No.
It's so quiet in here.
No, I'm trying to say for you though, CL, like again, even for you, then your basics and you're known as a kicker, right? You know, through and through. So do you feel pressure to post jump kicks like she would feel pressure to post standing kicks? And I know it's kind of a broad question. And I mean this in a way because that's what your specialty or what you're known for versus Carolina even throwing a jump kick. Not that saying, CL, you don't post standing kicks, but most of your kicks that you are idolized for, especially on social media, is for jumping kicks.
I'm going to have to hang out with her one time. We're both going to do jump kicks at the same time. Like, take a picture and like crop her out and like put her above me.
Yeah, okay, then we could do that.
Yeah, ain't that girl can fly. I don't feel any pressure. I don't use Instagram really for anything besides just random pictures, I guess, you know, of family and stuff like that. I have recently tried to do like the like change your logo and make it look cool and stuff like that. I personally just don't have the mental capacity to keep up with it. I do feel like it's a job because I want to post like funny stuff and something funny on a meme or something like that. So I don't feel any pressure on any social media to kind of post anything, to be honest with you.
Now, question for you guys, since you guys are all business owners, do you feel like having a page will help, right? Like a personal page or your personal page helps your business. Like CL, I think you have a personal page rather than like your school page, correct? Mm-hmm. Or does that, because you just said like it's kind of like a full-time job, would you say that it hinders not even your performance as a business, but does it take away attention from your business? Or would you say like, no, my personal page that I can post martial arts pictures or whatever will help my business? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I say it'll
Carlos,
help.
you could probably answer
that. I say it'll help. Maybe after today's Sawazi's tangent, maybe it's not going to help because they're going to be like, why is Carlos Aguilar associated? But no, back to your question, it does help, absolutely, because for me, that's where I'm able to express what our mission is and what our goal is. And sometimes people don't buy the product. Sometimes people buy the services because of the person that's selling the services, you know, and I'm such a sucker for that too. And when it comes to buying stuff online, I know they give me a hard time though, but if I see Conor McGregor rocking out like some new clothing apparel, I was like, oh, I want to buy that. So I think that's where the personal page and then the business page come together. So
yeah, okay.
No, I mean, I'm on the same page. Like for me, like my personal page is supposed to be my personal page. Of course, I use it to brand all things through Innovate as well. And at the same time, like, you know, I definitely don't post maybe like Evan as much as I could, or maybe even that I should. I do still kind of keep it more on a respectable, the image, not the saying that me personally is different than the image that I put out there.
Yeah, just to be clear on that too. Yeah, just to be clear on that too. It's like it's the same Carlos Aguilar. Like my personal and that, it's the same exact thing. It's just my personal was just dogs and my daughter, but the stuff that I post and all this, it's all the same stuff. You know, because we have some people that we can.
Different than the Carlos one.
It's the same Carlos. Essentially, it's the same Carlos though. There's no difference though. You know, it's not like Celso Wazi and then Celso Wazi. Right here, you know? Yeah, we got two Celso Wazis, but for me, just about I want to clarify that.
Okay.
No, yeah, but again, like with Innovate, like my goal, of course, is to build my brand. Now, whether that's just really inside my local community, I don't really care if I have people follow me from, you know, Oklahoma, Texas, you know, Virginia, wherever, because I rather use that as my brand within my business. So if you're in the 20-mile radius of me and you know my brand, to me, that's more important as far as the Innovate as my school goes. Because I don't have the reach, or I don't have a reason for, you know, someone to follow me from Ohio, although if they do, great. But, you know, besides the local school owners and family and friends, outside of that, I mean, the brand itself for, you know, for Innovate, the goal isn't to be known as locally as possible, not wild spread, where my personal page, you know, the more followers, you know, the better. So no, I think that's kind of, you know, it's different because, you know, for you, and we can get this into this in a second, like with your Instagram, do you view it as a business brand? And I know we've had this conversation off camera personally before, and I don't know if anybody's ever came to you asking you to post about things about collecting money for or whatever, because I would imagine at 40,000 followers, there could be some level of influence you could have to kind of make some money off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have worked with companies, but I'm very, very picky on who I work with, because I care about the message that I put out there, and I don't want to just kind of spam people with, you know, certain products that just don't make sense, right? So I'm very picky on that, and yeah, I've had a couple of sponsorships, and they've worked wonderfully. I think like 4 just in products, and then I've worked with like a couple of schools. So promoting them, but then also kind of helping them run their Instagram page, right? So their social media. So I've definitely had you know, business opportunities in that sense, but I do it when it presents itself. I don't go out there to chase, you know, sponsorships, which I am totally capable of doing and making more out of this page than I am. But I do have my full-time job in the morning, and so I focus on that, and then I have my training in the afternoon because I love it. So like you said before, it's like a full-time job, and so sometimes I weigh it out and I'm like, I don't.
If you were to choose, if you were to choose between, let's just say Nike or Adidas came up to you, who would you pick?
Nike.
Adidas.
Not you,
not
you. Oh, not about you.
Oh man, this is Nike's for black people. It's cool.
It's not about you. It's about a guess. What was that again? Adidas?
I would choose Adidas. Yeah, I like Adidas way better. The look, the just the approach to their image, and yeah, I like Adidas way better. Sorry.
All right, so this question was, we had someone ask, and I want to get into this a little bit too. We've had multiple debates on here between Ciel and Carlos and myself about competition, right? So do you miss competing? And you know, you are a world champion within the ATA organization. You've competed for many years. First of all, do you miss it? And B, how has competition changed and pushed you as far as, because I know you're a huge fan of soccer. You know, you're a competitive person. Now, is that something that you? Ooh, I don't know. Say it again. You said United.
You said soccer, and I was like Atlanta United. Shout out.
Oh.
That's it. Just can't help it.
He's just saying random things today. So, would you say the competitive nature that you have in martial arts or in competition, does that translate over into your social media life? Do you find yourself to be competitive with those other pages as well? Like, is it a, you know, is this something you compete with to say, you know what, I got to get this post, I want this many likes, or this, I want to get XYZ many followers, and is it another way of competing for you?
So one, yeah, hell yeah, I miss competing so much. I miss it. I miss traveling, right? Because it gave me the opportunity to travel. I miss the fact that it gave me a goal to reach and work really hard for. I miss just seeing new people. I miss everything about competition. So to answer the part one, yes, absolutely. I was actually even looking into compete and maybe boxing for the first time. But you know, all this happened and that's kind of put on the back burner. But yeah, absolutely. I'm very competitive in nature, but when it comes to my page, I definitely take a different approach because I don't, I'm not on there for the likes. I'm not on there for the attention. I'm not on there for anything other than like I said before, being, you know, being a smile on someone's day, right? Having, making someone smile in their day if they're having an off day. You know, so I don't really go for the likes. But yeah, sometimes I look and I'm like, dang man, like it didn't perform as well as I wanted it to, or like it got 800 rather than like more than 1,000, right? So like I look at it and I'm like,
if I get like 18, I'm happy.
dang it. Oh well. But yeah, so like I compete with myself, not so much like other pages, because at the end of the day, like I don't know, I'm not there for the likes, right? Before, I will say this, before I used to be very much in tune with like the data analytics part of running like a business page. And I'm sure like Carlos or even yourself, like, you know, like your stats behind your postings, like when is the most prime time to post, or like when are your followers most active. At the beginning of my page, when I was getting like a lot of hits, I was really focusing on that. And so like I kind of just went on there today and say like, oh, like I wonder like how my posts are doing. And I'm not posting at like the prime time. I'm not posting, you know, where I have like the most engagement, and I'm okay with that, because as long as I hit some people and, you know, my message is out there, I'm pretty good. So no, I don't compete with other pages just to get more likes, because I'm not for that. But yes, I compete within myself sometimes, that I'm like, all right, I need to get like, I'm shooting for X number of engagement rate on this. I don't know if you guys do that.
No, that's true. That's true. So you said you had a question?
Yeah, I got one question for you. When did you feel that, okay, your whole like social media thing was like blowing up? Like, what was it that you were doing, or when was it like when did it really start? I guess like you were like, oh snap, there's a lot of people following me now. Like, just take me through that. Anything that goes to that. Like, when was it happening, and then what were you doing, and then what was your like, oh wow, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. So maybe I've been running it for like 3 years now, and year 2 was like a huge jump. So within the first year, I got to like 13K, and I was like, all right, like this is pretty good. Like this is not bad.
This is pretty good. You got the 13,000 followers. You were like, this is all right.
I was like, yeah, I mean, 1,000 a month, like, you know, it's fine. So but then after that, like mid second year, it like jumped up like crazy, and I was like, what in the world? Like I've never seen these numbers. Like I didn't understand it. Like what was I doing, you know, differently? And when I sat down, I was just being very, very consistent with my posting. You know, I was being creative. I was having an artistic flair behind it. Like I was you know, making sure I had a lot of instruction. Love those, right? Well, they go for it. And so that's where I saw like the huge jump, and you know, did it motivate me? Yeah, I was like, oh man, people are so like, great, let's keep on going. And then kicks got a little higher and higher. So, you know, I was very ecstatic about that. But like the thing that kind of motivated me even more, besides the likes, were that people were coming back and saying very, very positive things. You know, like I said before, hey, this helped me out on you know, getting my kick to where I wanted. Or they would ask like, hey, can you help me out on that, like a personal message? And I'm like, yeah, I'll put a video next week actually on this, so just be on the lookout. You know, so
Oh, Carlos
yeah,
getting ideas. Look at him rubbing his beard. Okay.
No, it's really nice of you.
Instructional videos,
I mean,
got it.
I
Notes.
no, I think that's super awesome because that's super nice that you make a video for people, like that. And so I think that's really cool.
I think like I said, it's given me the opportunity to meet so many people and kind of help them out. And because I'm not teaching anymore, it gives me a way to still teach. Maybe even if it's one-on-one, like I'm messaging them or I'm sending them videos or whatever, but it's still allowing me to have like like a hand in someone's training. And I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
What's your least favorite kick?
Any like jump kick.
At a fucking rocking side kick, if you could never do one of those kicks again and have to like take a picture doing it, which one do you not want to do?
Dang. It's funny because if I would just listen to my body's like, don't do side kicks anymore. Like, don't do them. But those are the money makers right there. So I guess I would not do a front kick ever.
So
Although that's the easiest.
This is a question from the comments. Out of the three of us, who has the better IG account? If you had to pick one between the three of us.
Who asked that? That's mean. Let's see.
This is called sparring words. So, and I know you're a huge fighter.
Time we make fun of somebody. Let's go.
It's gonna be me though. CL's gonna sleep.
Wait, you said the best. I think Carlos does.
Good job, Carlos.
I've been following him for a little bit. You have a great team behind you. It's very aesthetically pleasing, especially for Instagram.
Aw, Carlos, your jawline is beautiful. I love watching it on Instagram.
It's very clean, great quality.
He hasn't showered all day long.
So yeah, great page. Good job.
Thank you.
Your team does an awesome job with that.
They do.
Who's in second?
Hold up. Go time out. Carlos, you got a team for your Instagram page?
Yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah.
For your Carlos Official Aguilar, you have a team.
No, I think we're talking about all of it, right? Carlos and Kick Force, everything, right?
The Kick Force.
Okay.
Kick Force page. Yeah. I'm talking about the Kick Force page.
I heard that one of his instructors walks around with a gimbal like right behind him all day long.
Don't be jealous because you just barely.
I am jealous. I'm jealous. I can't pay nobody to do that.
And then I just followed you. So
wait, who's in second place?
Innovator Churches. Martial arts. Well, I haven't followed Churches. I just follow CL, and so I gotta see Churches. Okay.
All right, we'll take that.
Nah, I don't follow Churches before I get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I have to.
So, this is something. I mean, I hope this isn't too much, but again, it's a sparring word, so we're pulling back no punches. Now, especially in social media and being a young lady and a young woman, I'm sure you have had your fair share of some awkward, inappropriate DMs, right? Now, and your posts are nowhere near. No. I mean, let's be real. Your posts are nowhere.
Right,
most people at a high level of following are posting risque or inappropriate in some sense of the word, right? But you keep it completely wholesome and stuff. How do you deal with making sure that you are putting out a brand that is I would say a wholesome brand, but still again yourself? And how do you deal with those inappropriate, just over the top, stupid individuals?
Yeah, started about this for quite some time, and I definitely you'll never see me on my page with booty shorts. You'll never see me on there with I don't know, just exposing myself in the wrong way, right? Like I said, I keep repeating this, but I'm not there for the likes, I'm not there for any of that. And I always think back into if this post was out there and my sister saw it, would be okay with it? Would she be proud of me? And would she follow that example, right? So staying true to myself, being serious but then goofy at the same time, and I'm kind of like a tomboy, and I'm okay with that, right? So like I want girls to know that it's all right to be, to have attention, to whatever it is, like get all the likes that you want, but like still be true to yourself and not sell off your body for
Good to
that.
know. I won't take my shirt off.
So you watch yourself. So hey, do you want to grow fast? Like, all right, like take your shirt off, but like what does that put out there?
I've tried, it didn't work.
Oh man.
People unfollowed me. I did that.
No, I bet you would get mad followers actually, Evan, if you took your shirt off.
I probably would, because they'd be like, man, look at this guy. He's so proud of his body.
Yeah, he's
a plus size model. He's a plus size model.
That big old booty of yours.
Oh my goodness. And then and then what was the second question?
How do you deal with all the inappropriate? I'm sure you get.
So many times I've been like, I look at them and I'm like, oh mother, like I just kind of want to delete this page because of them. Like I've gotten so many really crazy DMs, like nasty DMs, and just you just bug me so much. And so I reached out to a couple of people and I said, hey, I have this problem, like kind of want to delete the page. And they're like, no, you freaking crazy. Why? Like you're having such a positive flow. Like, why would you delete it? And then I'm like, all right, well, so then help me not see these requests or DMs or anything like that. So they're like, hey, just blow it off. I'm like, yeah, that's not good enough. What do I do? So there's ways that Instagram kind of like filters out messages, and maybe you guys know this, but like because you do it so often, they kind of do it for you. But then you could put the designated filter that you want, right? So like within my DMs, like I don't receive anything that holds the letter the word love, or holds like sexy, or holds foot, or whatever. So
oh man, now we get into it.
So Instagram automatically reads that and they're just like delete. Like it just doesn't even come to me anymore. So I'm okay. I'm living life. Like I don't see this. I don't get mad anymore. But yeah, the DMs used to be crazy about like.
Do you get the will you please come and put your foot in my face and stuff like that?
Oh man, I used to get those all the time, but it was crazy. It was like, I don't know if I could share this. Like,
so
I mean, they get a little crazy.
I mean, you don't have to get it like too much, but I know CL has had some famous photos and dudes message him about, hey, I want you to put your foot in my face. And back in the day, I remember
it's called stomping. I didn't know that.
People are creepy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Did you know that?
People are creepy.
They're so creepy. There's pages that are called stomping. And like, I almost cried looking at this because it was so weird. Yeah, I'm so serious. Yes, and so like there are people like taking pictures of like other people like on like pushing on their faces, like stomping on their faces. Don't look this up, people. Like, look at this. It's
karate
crazy.
Feet
and then,
don't need to be in no one's face. Walk around barefoot all day.
Turner's bunions too, boy. Them things is not cute.
Walking around barefoot all day, no sirree, Bob.
Wait, why? No.
I'm black, so I always wear socks, even to the beach.
Wow.
What?
Is that like why do you guys do that?
I'm joking. I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
I don't, man. I can swim and everything. I am not a walking stereotype. Get up out of here.
You're not?
But I do hate being barefoot. Though. I do not. But I don't wear socks to the beach, okay? We try me.
That's hilarious. No, so I mean, again, and I think that with your level of success, right, within your page, what point in time do you say that, are you happy? I mean, again, 40,000 followers, 3 of us combined with all of our pages don't even match anywhere near that. So is 40,000 is that like a success point where you're like, man, I'm good? Or do you want to hit the 100? Do you have plans to get to 1 million? Like what's the end result of the page? Do you want to put out a brand? Do you want to see it and go into the merchandise, or what's the vision for the page and the brand?
Yeah. So I've kind of plateaued right now. I've been between 39 and 40. I went to 41. I think I'm back now at 40. So it's just inconsistency in my part. Did I have a goal to start? Just to grow, really, to reach as many people. And you know, I was thinking, right, and this has always been a thought of mine, to own my own martial arts location, my own martial arts business, and I could use that page to really help promote it. And then, like Evan, you said, kind of within my community, so it doesn't really have to matter that it's worldwide, but it just brings, you know, that sense of like validity of my martial arts, right? So the end goal, if I were to start up something of my own, that would be it, right? Am I trying to reach 100K? It would be cool, right? To reach more people, to, you know, to have my hands on their training, you know, but it's not really set in stone that that's my goal. If I grow, I grow. So right now it's kind of like in the air, but I'm gonna keep posting because it keeps me motivated in my martial arts career. Legit. And yeah,
I mean, again, I think for you, it started out more out as like a passion product. It was something that you wanted to do because you loved it and it was cool, but I don't know if it was necessarily something you wanted to build and went, you know, to this level. With, again, I kind of want to preface this with saying that, you know, I hope it's not too far out there.
A lot of risque questions, bro.
No. This isn't risque. This is more on the branding side, right? So you started within the ATA organization. You've taught for ATA schools. You've competed. You know, ATA, it has been your life, and as far as your training goes. But you've also stepped outside. You've done multiple styles. You were on the Taekwondo team at Rutgers for a while. Where do you see the positive within the ATA organization compared to these other styles, and what things do you think the ATA has on the plus or the pro, and what are the cons of it?
We have Carlos.
We love you guys. No.
Is that a pro or con?
That's a pro. I'm trying to be more like
ATA sweetheart, remember?
I think ATA has a great structure in their curriculum. I think that yeah, because I've gone to multiple schools where they're just kind of all over the place. The ATA does a great job in kind of you know, promoting people and like their requirements, right? The structure in that way. Teaching the instructor how to teach is something huge within the ATA, and I think they do it wonderfully. So kudos to them, right? But I think from when I started till just recently when I left, I think that the ATA has gone down in a little bit in like kind of like the quality of the martial arts, in my opinion. I know that a lot of students now take private lessons, and they're just so like focused on this one thing to be kind of a master, an expert at this one thing, rather than being a wholesome martial art, right?
So being a competitor versus being a martial artist.
Correct. Yeah. So they just strive to kind of just win, where it's like, all right, you won, but it's like, are you an actual martial artist? And it's, for me, I see that in the ATA where it's kind of pushed and kind of put to the point where I really do think that they have to take a step back and saying like, okay, you know, what are we creating, right?
So what you're saying is Carlos shouldn't be hyping up his state champion title too much, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Carlos just officially won the state champion in sparring for California, so he's on a high note right now.
If you're reading this, I'm a state champion.
I don't know. Is it wrong? Because like I know you guys are business owners, and you know, tournaments bring a huge. It's definitely retention for your students because it's well, I mean, depending on how you do it, but I think ATA has really lost its focus on creating. And I shouldn't really even be saying. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble. Well, I'm not. I don't really care. But I don't want to offend people, right? But
well, that's all right. We've done that. We got the 8 episodes. We've offended plenty of people already within 8 episodes. You're good.
Yeah, I just think the quality of like martial artists within the ATA have gone down. Like when I went to Rutgers and I competed in WT, right, like the Olympic style, they were like, "Ugh, you're from ATA." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from ATA. Like, what's up? Like, what?" And,
Oh, that
Yeah.
attitude just now. You saw that? I got a little scared actually.
So they have this like, you know, opinion about ATA being like so watered down and so, but when they saw me fight, right, it's like, oh, okay. Just kidding. You know, so I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of positives within the ATA. It's very, very much organized, but there's parts where it's like, oh, we gotta reel it back and focus more on the actual art, martial art.
What's your take? What's your take on that?
No, I actually kind of agree, especially with the we focus way too much on chasing some cloth that goes on the back of our uniform. At the end of the day, those are going to be things that allow you to the effort and the energy that went behind it is supposed to allow you to understand how to you're supposed to take that and apply it to something else in your life is what you're supposed to do, right? But people win a world title and it's like, well, I'm a world champion. You know, I've been guilty of that, like, you know what I'm saying, like you chasing the titles and stuff like that too. But at the end of the day, when you look back on it, you're like, it's a piece of cloth. It's kind of like your black belt. It's just a cloth. We saw like a cool saying at the UFC thing, and it was like, you know, you better learn. What did it say, Carlos, about like protecting your back or watching your back because the cloth only covers like 2 inches of your ass or something like that?
Yeah, your belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh no, you didn't go. It was Evan. My bad. Sorry, you're not on the instruction staff no more. My bad. Oh, peace. But
Sorry,
it's like, you know, like it's a piece of
sorry,
glass. It's just a piece of cloth. You know what I'm saying? So. No, you made fun of me in my hoodie earlier. I had to come at you, bro.
No. All right. Sorry, Sawazi. I wasn't able to go. I was busy running to school. So, but all right.
He was out here doing this for the kick force money.
No. What was the question about being a martial artist or a competitor? Which one?
No, I'm just saying like where is
ATA?
Whereas ATA like, you know, maybe fell off on, and but also saying now what have they done well? And I want to again, the three of us are still super active within the ATA, so
I mean, you got to give it to the ATA for what they've created with the tournament part or with the tournaments. I mean, even now with the whole team sparring and team demo, and they're trying to push that. I'm gonna probably get half of the people that don't like me right now for what I'm about to say, but I think the partnership with Adidas has definitely re-sparked something because I don't want to say it makes it look cool again, but it actually it makes the ATA actually like, oh wow, that's cool. ATA and Adidas are one, you know. And so in the past I've never worn just ATA stuff, and now that the Adidas jackets are out, I can wear that as a leisure kind of style, you know. And so that kind of like that whole lifestyle brand of tournaments and martial arts kind of like blending all together, at least what I see in tournaments, you know. And it's kind of like what Hyper was doing in the beginning stages, you know. And so I think that right there kids can feel proud walking around the city saying, look, I'm a martial artist. I feel proud. I feel great. Because when I was a kid, and I maybe it's just me, but when I was a kid, it's probably just me, but when I was a kid, I used to wear ATA stuff. And they're like, oh, you do karate, and then I get picked on, and I get bullied on because they'd be like, you know, you do karate and stuff. So, anyways, but yeah.
So you were bullied.
Oh, absolutely, 100%, 100%. So yeah. So going back to it, I think the ATA has done a great job in that. I would love to see though, training seminars for like camps all across the nation. Not just like once every 3 quarters, but consistently though, you know, like they have the instruction team and they go to region 103A, and then they don't just do one thing. They try to encompass everything, you know, from warrior combos with Master Jimenez, you know, just maybe some basic ground jiu-jitsu stuff with Master Arsamont. So something like that I think would be really cool. So I think that's something that I'd love to see the ATA do.
True. All right, so we're already going to hit in about a little over an hour right now. So before we get out of here, so Munoz, you grew up in the Northeast, really. So we've asked this question before. Like, who were the martial artists within the ATA who has inspired you? Like, who were the BAs that you remember growing up and like, man,
We do.
this person right here, that guy was the guy, or that woman was the woman. Like, who's your Mount Rushmore that you grew up watching?
So within the ATA or just in general?
Your choice.
Okay, so within the ATA, I was just very limited in my views on or my reach. So I never really knew outside of like my Northeast area. But I will say I gotta give it up to my instructor, George Lee. I thought he was like the man. Like he was just the coolest thing, great martial artist.
Mexican Johnny Bravo.
He's still the coolest thing.
He's from Panama, not Mexico.
He's like the
Is he from Panama? My bad, bro. Don't hate me. I didn't mean it. My bad.
All I know is that
he's got like the Rico Suave thing going on for sure. I like that guy. He's
always. Yeah, so he was like my go-to. He was just like, I thought he was the coolest thing. He was a great martial artist. Like, and like we would roll deep in like tournaments and everyone like would be like, dang, like the Jersey crew was here. And like, yeah, because like, I don't know, we were just like so tough. Like everyone from Jersey, from like our school would just roll up and like, but he led that group. And so like for me, it was just like, man, that's him. Like he was just so awesome. So, but in general, I think as a martial artist, I wasn't really like, dang, I hate saying this, like I wasn't really inspired by anyone, but like just recently now I'm like, man, I want to be like her, like I want to be like this, or like, you know, but recently there's this one athlete that's like, I know there's this one athlete or fighter, she's amazing. Her name is Zoila Frostro. She's from California. She does Muay Thai and boxing, and she does MMA. She's in Combat America. I don't know if you know her, but she's just like, I look at her and I'm like, man, like I want that. You know, she's a great fighter. She's just so strong mentally, physically, has a great mindset. So for me, it's not just about what you can perform as physically with your body, but just like what you put out there. You know, so she's one person I look up to. Zoila Frostro, look her up. She's amazing.
That's
so
cool,
shout out
cool.
to Mr. Lee, Master Lee, and Zoila.
Grandmaster. You're getting ahead of yourself.
I had a question.
Erase that.
I had a question. Master Aguilar, Master Lee, and Mark Burns all walk in at the same time. First thoughts, go.
First thoughts?
Yeah.
Holy.
Are they triplets?
Yeah, I do see no, they're not triplets. I don't see looking like them. But Carlos and Burns for sure. They do look good. I see it. I'm like, oh, my cousin,
that's why I'm
going.
That's why I'm growing my beard again.
Yeah, I want to put a sparring team together that's like the people who have who are really good at like making it. Like I'm not really. I always tease Carlos, but at the same time, I'm low key a little very jealous, and he knows I'll go shopping with him, and he knows what he's doing. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just in a hoodie, you know what I mean? Like I'm always jealous of like all you guys. You guys know how you're doing, how to be all like, oh, I wear this, I look good.
I know they just.
Can you imagine going shopping with all three of them?
Like a really cool like image. Oh man, I would learn so much with you guys. I need some help on shopping.
Not you guys, not me.
No, not me too. I want to go shopping with them three though. I do want to go shopping with like Mark and Carlos and like Master Lee. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun.
No,
man. Thank you so much for being on. You know, this has been kind of cool because it allows us to again, you're still, again, I think you would say it as well. You're still very big into the ATA brand of things, but you've also learned to expand yourself outside of the ATA brand. So it's cool to hear some different perspectives from that. Versus, how the three of us are still heavily involved within the ATA daily, between our teaching and our schools and our students. So it was cool to get some different perspective on things. What's one advice you have for CL to help him get to 40,000 followers? Go.
Take your shirt off.
And
That's it.
And do more kicks to the camera, right?
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just be careful with those DMs after those pictures.
All right, question for my school is, how much does it cost to get you to post about my school?
We'll talk privately.
There's a cost.
There's a cost. Right. Trust me, I've asked 100 times and still you never get it.
Oh my God, that's not true.
I'm kidding.
I put it out there sometimes.
I'm kidding.
Don't ruin. You're gonna lose followers. Don't do it.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, y'all got any last questions for Miss Munoz?
In your Innovate picture, is that actually her?
No, I don't know who that is actually. It's actually funny enough. It's actually this is actually a chick, and the guy who created the design cut the ponytail off.
The ponytail.
And made it a boy. But
it's
yeah,
it's Alexa.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. It looks great though, doesn't it?
I know it ain't me. I don't kick like high.
We definitely, my kick would be like right here, like this way.
Bro, you don't lower that kick even lower.
Nah, it's been fun. Yo, hamstrings is tight. I don't know.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. No,
I didn't. We appreciate it. Anyways, one more time, again, if you guys aren't following already, go on Instagram, go follow Stick Your Kick. She's known as the Sidekickchick. Help her get to 50,000 followers by the end of the month. I don't know. I don't even think we'll have 1,000 people watch this yet. But if they do, they should all go follow you if they don't already. But we appreciate everybody.
And help us get to 3,000.
Yeah, I need to get to 3,000. Somebody go follow me. I'll post better content.
I don't think I'm at 1,000, so it's all good. Hey, I got a side question. Are you on TikTok?
I'm not. That's hard. Don't you like dance on TikTok?
It is mad hard.
CL and Carlos are going big on TikTok.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
You like to dance.
Oh, yeah. So do you. You should see. Yo, if anybody knows Turner, when he goes out, man, this is the first thing he's like, doing a Dougie as he walks out. Look at him.
And if you see this coming out, if you see this, that means I'm about to dance for sure. If I start the fire.
Yeah, for sure. So Evan likes dancing more than I do.
Wait, so and I would tell you,
Evan can dance. No, Evan can outdance me. Evan wins.
Oh.
I taught him how to Dougie.
Isn't that some crazy? Like, I had a white boy teach me how to Dougie, guys. I'm not even from Atlanta no more. Somebody just take my black card. In the karate school too.
No, it wasn't. It was in your bedroom. Pause.
And that's it for today's show.
Pause. Anyways, we got history, but yeah, we ain't gonna get. We'll get into that. We'll talk about the time when I cut his hair, and it was low key. It was great. And then the one time I messed up his hair recently, it was not so great. Yeah, this is bad.
Oh God. Yo, I'm legit crying off that one. Hold on.
Yeah, that was bad. But it was though. Real talk though. It was at your house when that happened. We were getting ready to go out.
No, it was at the karate school.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Hey, so Waz's gonna jump on IG Live and talk about this for the next hour. So I think we can end the show and then just go on and follow Wazi, and he'll go on and just talk for the next hour over there. So that's the after hour show, everybody.
And make sure you also check out the round 2 of the ATA Lockdown Trick Battle happening next week on Saturday too. That's gonna be dope. Anyways, thank you again, Ms. Munoz. We're gonna end the live stream here. Boom, deuces, peace out. Everybody have a
Bye. Nice meeting you.
We'll see everybody on Wednesday for the next episode of Sparring Words.
8 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
10 o'clock, 13 o'clock.
Whatever time we decide, we don't follow a time schedule. We do
No consistency. Consistency.
I know
Consistency. Dream, vision. Why does dream like where you look like you blow?
Bye, guys.